Now this one may trigger a lot of people, but I feel like no one talks about it. Well, at least not enough. So yes, I gotta be the one. After my Itachi hot take, I realized we actually need to get into the leaf itself. Watching Naruto, I always thought to myself, why are people so loyal to the leaf? Like, I don't know what goes on in the other villages, but the leaf for sure I know do some questionable things. But it seems like no one really cares in the show. Shit, well, besides Sasuke. But with that said, let's get into it. So yeah, like I was saying, it's like no one really gives a fuck about the shady and questionable things the village had going on. Like, I know y'all had to notice how every Naruto villain has a valid reason to be moving how they're moving. That's not no coincidence. They really had niggas killing their own clans for them, Naruto fiending to be accepted by them, and it's just like, for what? I can't lie, Sasuke was fake talking when he was asking the Hokage what does it mean to be a village. And even with the answer Hashirama gave him, I for one still wasn't satisfied. I do like to be organized though, so let's actually list my top reasons and then I'll break down each one. And not gonna lie, I definitely gotta bring out the whiteboard for this one. So number 1, of course, we have the treatment of Naruto. 2, racism. 3, the third Hokage is a bitch. 4, Danzo and his cronies. And 5, the leaf just being shady in general. And there's a lot to unpack with that last one. So yeah, let's start with the treatment of Naruto. Now, I always found the treatment of Naruto very weird. Like, they were ignoring him because of the Jinchuriki thing, and then after that, they found him annoying because he was acting out. But I don't know, I feel like he didn't give a big enough reason for them to treat him the way they were treating him. Like, I really want to know, what did they think was gonna happen if they fucked with him? People treating Gaara the way they treated him made more sense. Like, yeah, it was still fucked up, but keep in mind, Gaara actually displayed what he was capable of with Shikaku in him. Pause. But yeah, even though it was clear he had an inability to keep Shikaku under control all the time, it was still something to fear. It makes sense. But Naruto, on the other hand, he did nothing. Like, yes, the Ninetales has attacked the leaf before, but that had nothing to do with Naruto. My son was a day years old when all that was going on. But fine, let's chalk it up to fear, like they said. Fear I can let slide, but how is treating him shitty out of fear? Maybe it's just me, but wouldn't y'all be nice to something or someone you're scared of? Make it make sense. Then what's even crazier is the fact his parents were the reason the village was saved in the first place. But apparently no one could put 2 and 2 together that he's Minato's son. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know, that part always fucked with me. And like, I don't even know why this is such a big secret in the first place. Because if we're really gonna go with what the third Hokage said about needing to protect Naruto's identity so he's not targeted by Minato's enemies, that all goes out the window with the Jinchuriki thing. If it's for his best interest, like, why is that part not a secret as well? And then we saw in Shippuden, the Jinchuriki were hunted down, so would you not want to avoid the danger in that too? All I'm saying is, once Danzo released that info that Naruto's a Jinchuriki, and don't worry, we'll get to him, they should have went ahead and released the info that Naruto is Minato's son as well. But I digress. I remember I low-key used to get triggered every time Naruto's past was brought up, and y'all know it was often. But I remember this one scene really rubbed me the wrong way. It was the scene where Itachi tells Naruto not to forget the village and his friends and why they even started accepting him in the first place. But it bothered me because it was like, bro, you act like he did something wrong. But then I had to take a step back and realize who was talking. Of course, you would say that. Look what you do for the village. The village does no wrong to this guy. I can't lie, Naruto's a real wholesome guy because this could have made him go from wanting to be accepted by them to resenting them. Like, luckily, he didn't turn out that way. Then on top of this, Hiruzen made nothing easier for my son. I get him, of course, not being able to stop how people treat Naruto, but that doesn't excuse his own actions. He himself could have treated Naruto at least a little bit better. And I'm not even talking about any super special treatment. because we know he wanted to keep Naruto's identity a secret. I'm just talking from a genuine standpoint now. Like, you're a father and a grandfather, so I know you wouldn't want someone treating your peoples like this. And wouldn't you feel at least a little obligated to show this kid some love who lost both his parents due to them saving your village? You even see he's starting to act out to gain attention, and still, nothing? He literally did the bare minimum, but I guess we can't force him to do more than that. So I'm just now peeping that all my reasons kind of mix in with each other. We spoke on the racism quite a bit already in my last two hot takes, so I won't drag it here. What I will say though is, just like Orochimaru said, whether if it was intentional or not, Tobirama definitely planted the seeds for the racism that happened against the Uchiha. Danzo took certain things he's seen from Tobirama and just times 10'd it. And like I said before, Tobirama of course had his reasons to be cautious, but Danzo definitely just dragged it for fun. Like, what are you collecting eyes for? And then there's no reason we couldn't at least try the Shisui plan to end the coup peacefully. Yeah, something was really wrong with Sun, and I refuse to say that he was just being cautious as well. Now, throughout the show, I really don't like how they make it seem like the only way to be a good Uchiha is to basically be a coon. I swear, I wouldn't mind it so much if the village wasn't so corrupted themselves, but that's not the case. Plus, anyone would be upset with how the village was intentionally treating the Uchiha. Ooh, and another thing I hate is when people say the Uchiha just could have left the village when they started to feel like they were being treated a certain way. Y'all, I promise you, every time I hear that one, I'm just like, leave? Like, I'm not a founding father for this village? Y'all gotta be crazy. Niggas never want the village to be the ones to fix up. People in the show and the fandom just never want to hold them accountable for shit. It's always, what could the other person have done better? And I, for one, am sick of it. But let's move on. Now, the third Hokage is someone I could really make a whole separate video for. I really don't like him, guys. He's for sure the type to throw rocks and hide his hand. And that's really the worst type of person to me. Because it's like, do it with your chest. I don't know, I just like people doing fucked up shit in confidence, because at least I know how to feel about you. But yeah, there's no way you're telling me he didn't peep nothing Danzo was doing. So it's like he peeps it, says he disagrees oh so much, but when shit actually gets done, there's no repercussions for Danzo. So at that point, just say you don't mind his actions. And if it's not that, then I'm dead gonna say you're scared of him. And I don't want to hear nothing about friendship, so that's why you got a soft spot for him. Because this is the same person who tried to off you just to become Hokage. And not even like challenge you up front to a battle between friends. I'm talking basically putting money on your head. And you decided he's still valid after that? So yeah, to me, personally, he's the worst Hokage. He never stands on business with like anything. Y'all can call it big-hearted all you want, but to me, Sarutobi is weak. He knows it too. And like, the one thing I agree with Danzo on is the fact that he should have never been Hokage. Don't get it twisted though, at the same time, neither should you. And I'm not saying Sarutobi couldn't have a right-hand man, because all the other Hokage definitely had one, but with him, it's like Danzo's really running shit. And at that point, you might as well pass him the hat too. Speaking of which, do y'all remember when Tsunade got sick and they needed a temporary Hokage? That's definitely when I realized how much of a fiend Danzo was to become Hokage. Sun immediately got the hat and never took it off. Same when he tried to off Hiruzen, because he instantly took his seat. Like, damn. Alright, let's get into my fourth reason, which would be Danzo. And really everyone who enabled him, but let's focus on the elders for a second. And this is fake why Tobirama was always going to get the side eye from me, because keep in mind, these are all his students that are fucking shit up for the Leaf right now. Like, why is your group specifically so corrupted? I get if he had like just one bad apple, but it's not even that, because they be on the same page with Danzo most of the times. It's just they're not actually doing these actions themselves. Now, I'm not saying Sasuke should have just wiped them all out like what he said he was gonna do, but I can understand why he would want to. The corruption in the Leaf at that present time was definitely stemming from that group. So once he got rid of Danzo, I don't know. I mean, you could also say they're not as corrupted as Danzo, but at the end of the day, they let way too much slide if that's the case. Danzo had way too much control too. Like, it was very clear, even if he did think it was for the good of the leaf, he had no issue doing whatever, and that's a huge problem. He low-key had a habit of doing things in the worst way possible, but I guess to him, as long as it's for the leaf, it's okay. I personally think he's just naturally a fucked up person. And this is low-key why we need a prequel so bad, just so we know why some of these characters are the way they are. But yeah, this reason is literally just every weird action Danzo did and got away with it. In case you forgot though, just to name a few, we got when he was working with Orochimaru on the low when he was a traitor. That time he smoked the messenger frog for no reason. Well, he had a reason, it just wasn't a good one. Well, it was a selfish one. Skipping over having a peaceful resolution with the Uchiha. Leaking that Naruto got the Nine Tails in him, son ruined his childhood. Having Kabuto and his mother fight to the death. Having Sai and his brother fight till the death. Leader of Root, and we'll get to that. Tricking Hanzo, which led to Yahiko's death. Yeah, Danzo just has a lot going on. Some of these moments they may have been unaware of, but they know Danzo's shady, so letting him have so much control is just like, what the fuck? But enough with that, let's get into the main event now. The real tea, y'all. So far, I only touched the surface, but we really gotta talk about the least more forgettable actions, but definitely still shady. And I'll even say this is the real purpose of this video, because even though the other reasons I listed so far are bad, in my opinion, they've been discussed enough. So it's like common knowledge at this point. But these next few, I feel like these are ones that people either don't know or just forget about. It's really crazy because the Leaf be acting so noble, but they got mad dirt under their belt. So boom, we got the Hyuga affair. I for one always found it nuts that they never stepped in. How are you gonna just let one of your clans get into it with a whole other village? Especially when the other village started it. And in the anime, I don't remember them giving a proper reason on why they didn't step in. But even with any excuse they give, this is one of your clans, like this is how they're treated. And this resulted in Hisashi, Neji's dad, sacrificing himself for his twin brother. But even though I hate how the Hyuga affair was handled, don't get me wrong, the Hyuga clan themselves aren't innocent either. They have discrimination within their own clan, the way their hierarchy and shit is set up. Basically, the main family is treated way different than other people in the clan. This is partly where Neji's anger for Hinata came from in part 1 Naruto. But what's really crazy is being in the branch family like Neji's, you're liable to get a curse mark, which puts you under control of the main family. I always found the discrimination and hierarchy bullshit really stupid because Neji's dad and Hinata's dad are twin brothers. One came out seconds later, and now you're somehow better than me? Nah. Like, do niggas want twins to just pop out their mom the same time? Anyways, next. We got the entire Ambo branch route, aka the formation. Now, this was just another can of worms for real. First off, to even make it en route, be prepared to off a sibling. Danzo is really crazy, y'all. He had them grow up together just to off each other. To be a root member, he doesn't want you having any emotional attachments and shit. And it worked. Look at how Sai was moving, like a bot. But yeah, this was Danzo's group, and they held complete loyalty to Danzo. So they carried out all the dirty work for the Leaf. Like, they've came for people who just simply didn't like the Leaf. Like, damn, I can have my own opinion. Also, Danzo placed seals on them, so if they ever wanted to speak about Danzo or anything in the group, they physically can't. Which is smart for enemies, but like, sheesh. But yeah, overall, Danzo had Root moving crazy. This is what I mean when I say he had too much control. Now, Sarutobi did disband the group after the whole Uchiha massacre, but like I said before, they're loyal to Danzo, so that shit was still going on. And it's just like, Hiruzen has to know that it's still going on. They try to off you before you know they're loyal to Danzo. Like, let's not play dumb. But yeah, that's what I mean when I say my reasons be mixing in with each other. All this shit is really cause and effect. But yeah, next, we can't forget how they did Kakashi's father. So because he chose his comrades over the mission, the village treated him like shit. Now I get a mission being super important, but excuse me for having some human decency. Even so, if you're mad, you're mad, but shunning somebody because of that is crazy. Even the niggas he saved wasn't jacking him. Going through all this, he went into depression, and then you know what happened next. Crazy. And the last but not least thing I'm gonna say is all the secret experiments and forbidden jutsu that was going on. Now, Orochimaru was doing a lot of freaky shit, but when Hiruzen walked in that lab, I don't know why he let him go. He's always letting someone go. I'm sorry, y'all. He just really pisses me off because he be knowing he be fucking up. Trash. But yeah, Orochimaru was conducting mad experiments, different jutsu and all that, but I can't just shift all the blame on him. Now, I would let Tobirama slide because I'm sure other villages do the same thing, but it's just the fact that his forbidden jutsu is what caused a lot of the issues in the future. So if he was never creating shit like that, then Orochimaru wouldn't have been able to perfect it. And then yeah, Kabuto wouldn't have learned from Orochimaru. So yeah, if you look on the grand scale of things, he almost caused the world to end. But yeah, yo, these are just things that I always think about when it comes to Konoha. All I'm saying is, if Naruto didn't convince Nagato to use the Rinne Rebirth, I wouldn't have batted an eye. That was their karma. And I know some of y'all are gonna think all the villages do questionable shit. Yeah, but like, I'm focusing on the Leaf because that's what we get the most insight on. But yeah, definitely let me know what y'all think. And this video was supposed to be out, but I was like, let's start the new year with a banger. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. No one talks about the time where Deidara just started absolutely hating on Sasuke and Itachi. You can't just excuse this level of hating.
Shouldn't you be worried at least a little? Come on. That is what annoys me the most about both you and your brother! You think you're just so cool! Those eyes, those overconfident eyes make me so sick!
Look at him. He does not give a fuck what this nigga is talking about right now.